welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline and I make new videos every week on a variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff. And I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, so I'd love it if you would subscribe and join our little adventure family here. And today I was going to do a little Valentine's Day look. Valentine's Day is obviously in 2 days when you're watching this or when I'm uploading it. I wanted to share kind of a fresh, dewy skin sort of makeup look, but also I was going to show you how I'm going to cover up these red spots. I was dealing with a little bit of a acne flare up. It seems to be going down, so now I just have some red spots left, but I want to show you how I cover it up without looking too cakey or looking like clinging to my dry patches. So I figured I would share that with you guys today. And yeah, let's just jump right in. So the first thing is I already did my skincare. I have all my good skincare stuff on, so that's a best place to start. And then the first thing I'm going to use is this Essence Color Correcting. It's a green one. Green helps cancel out the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the little wand and kind of get a good amount on whatever redness I want to cover up. And I know it's going to look funky for a little bit, but trust me, this works. Alright, so then I'm going to take, I like to use a brush to do this. So I'm going to take this little brush right here and just kind of gently blend that out. I don't want to blend it too much, but just enough so there's no big splotches. I'm just kind of gently tapping. I'm not really brushing or swiping, just a gentle tap. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a more high coverage concealer than I normally would. I like this one. It's the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. I like this one because it's fuller coverage, but it doesn't feel like dry or cakey. So I'm just going to take, again, the wand and just put, God, my hair's like everywhere, okay. Just put a little bit wherever I put the green. And this stuff is pretty high coverage, so you don't need a ton. And then again, I'm just going to take that same brush I used and just tap out that concealer. This is going to look a little weird for a second, just because it's going to be like full coverage down here and like nothing up there, but alright, so there you see all that redness is pretty much covered up. I am going to do obviously a layer of foundation too, so it'll kind of even everything out, but you can see it's a lot less red and a lot less noticeable, so that was kind of the goal of that. So the foundation I'm going to use today is actually, it's more of like a tinted moisturizer sort of thing because I want to keep, I forgot to prime my face. I did this last time too. That's alright. I'm going to just put a little bit of primer where I didn't put any foundation. I kind of where I want to put it anyway. So the first one I'm going to use is my POREFESSIONAL. So I'm just going to take a little dot of that and just blend it mostly on my forehead and on my nose because those are kind of my problem areas. Obviously, probably better to do this before I did all that, but that's alright. And then the other one I'm going to put on is my favorite, the BECCA Backlight Priming Filter. Again, I'm just going to kind of focus that on my forehead and cheeks here. And just kind of tap over the concealer with it. Try not to move that concealer around too much. Just kind of press it in like I would skincare. Now I have some primer on. I'm going to go back to my foundation now. So the foundation I'm going to use, like I said, is a tinted moisturizer. This is the BAREMINERALS Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I have the shade Ginger and I love this stuff. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on my hands, hopefully. There we go. And then I'm just gonna dot this around my face and down my neck. And then I'm gonna use a sponge to blend it out, but I'm actually just gonna take my sponge and kind of wipe the excess off my fingers. And then I'm just gonna use my sponge to blend this out. And I find this is the best way to go over that concealer that I just did use, so it doesn't kind of move around or anything. So that's the foundation. And then to keep this look pretty dewy and fresh, I'm gonna use a lot of cream products first and then very little powder. So I'm gonna start with my concealer. I'm using my Instant Age Rewind, which is my favorite concealer. And I'm just gonna put that kind of underneath my eyes because I already concealed a lot of the rest of my face. I don't wanna add too much more. Actually, I think I'm just gonna put it just around my eyes, and I'm just gonna use my sponge again to blend it out. So I realized I haven't been talking that much. What do you guys normally do for Valentine's Day? I don't remember if I made a Valentine's Day video last year or not, but usually Matt and I, Matt's my husband for any of you guys that don't know, have a really chill Valentine's Day. We don't do presents, we don't go out for a big dinner or anything like that. Normally we stay home, I cook steaks, and we just kind of hang out. Or when we lived in Philly, the car show used to always be around Valentine's Day. So we go to the car show during the day and then have like steaks and stuff at home for dinner on Valentine's Day. And we've done that every year since we started dating. So this will be the first time in 6 years, 7 years? I don't remember how long we've been together. That's really sad. I guess our first Valentine's Day would have been 2014, so 6 years that we won't be doing that. We're actually going to Florida to visit Matt's sister and go to Disney and stuff like that. So we will not be doing that, which I'm kind of sad about, but 1 year, you know, because this happens to be his 4-day weekend for the month because of when President's Day falls with Valentine's Day. They're over the same weekend, so that's what we're doing. But I want to know what you guys are doing. So I'm going to use a little cream bronzer. This is my Maybelline Fit Me that I love, that I use as a cream bronzer. So I'm just going to pop a little bit there. And then once again, I'm just going to use the other side of my sponge to blend that out. But do you guys have any weird traditions or anything fun that you guys always do with your significant other for Valentine's Day? Or if you're single, what do you do? I'm just curious because I never really like cared about Valentine's Day, and I still really don't. That's the reason we just do like steaks and stuff. Like, I don't know, we just don't, it's not like a big deal. I don't know, some people put so much pressure on Valentine's Day. It's just another day. I would rather have do something big like on our anniversary or something, if that makes sense. Like a day that's just a little bit more meaningful to us, not like Valentine's Day. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. And then I'm going to use my favorite cream blush, which is the e.l.f. Barely There blush. I want to say this is in Rose Royalty, so I just put my sponge right in there. It might be gross to some people, but just what I do. And then I tap the excess off on my hand and then pop it on my cheeks. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is use a little cream highlighter. I had this little sample of the Benefit What's Up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, just so I don't want it to like lift up my foundation or anything. And then kind of rub my fingers together and just tap it on the high points of my cheek. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to take it kind of onto my brow bone and onto my eyelid, just to give my eyelid kind of more of a glowy base for whatever look I'm going to do. I think I'm actually going to use cream eyeshadows too. I've been trying out a different one that I got recently, so I think that's what I'm going to use today. I just want to do like a light eye look, just keep the face really glowy and fresh, and just do a simple eye look. So that is all the cream products I'm going to use, so you can kind of see, you can definitely still see the texture on my skin, but you definitely can't see quite as much of the redness. This side's a little bit redder than the other, so, but I mean, I think it covered up my acne marks pretty well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm gonna set very lightly with powder and do just a teeny tiny bit of extra bronze, blush, and highlight. So I'm just gonna use my CALI contour kit that I'm obsessed with. I'm actually just gonna use the powder that's in here. It seems to work fine for my skin and not be too drying. So I'm just gonna kind of set on my cheeks and try to avoid that my acne area, because the more powder I put on it, the drier it looks, and then you can tell more. It's just a tiny bit of powder just to give a little bit of an easier time for the other powders. So I'm just gonna use pretty much this whole palette. So I'm gonna mix together the 3 bronzer colors. Just warm up the skin a little bit. I just love this contour kit. I know I use it all the time, but it's just so nice and easy. Also, I'm still trying to figure out my lighting in this room, so let me know what you guys think. I think this is the best it's looked. I know it's still like brighter over here, but there's a huge window over here, and I have the blinds down and everything, but just lets in so much light. So I don't know if there's much else I can do. All right, and then I'm gonna take a little stippling brush and use that in the blush. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and go in with the highlight from this palette as well. I'm also going to take this and just do over my eyelids a little bit. I know I'm going to go in with the cream shadow, but it should work fine over this. Alright, so that is the face. I'm just going to take my powder brush with no extra powder on it and just kind of tap over all that. So the skin is done. So the eyeshadows I'm going to use today are these two. I got these little baby guys of the Trestique. I think that's how Trestique. I don't know exactly how to say it. My French is not as good as it used to be. They're these little mini shadow crayons. So I have one in Morimoto Pink Pearl and Kona Coffee. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the Morimoto Pearl Pink and just put that kind of all over my eyelid. This is actually pretty close to the other colors I was already using on my eye, so I might not be able to tell. I'm gonna bring you guys a little closer. Okay, so I'm just kind of getting this all over my eye. Like I said, it's pretty similar to those other highlight colors I was using, so might not see it too much, but believe me, it's there. And I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just blend that just a little bit. Like I said, you can't see it too much, but I just want to make sure it's even and blended. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Kona Coffee shade now, and I'm actually going to stick that fluffy brush right on there and just kind of get some on the brush, and then use that just to kind of blend it on the eyelid. Alright, so that's actually all I'm going to do to the upper lash line. What I'm going to do for the lower lash line is take the Kona Coffee shade and just kind of put a little bit on the back of my hand because it is a pretty dark color. So I don't want it to be too strong on my lower lash line. So I just have a little bit on my hand. I'm just going to pick a little bit up with a little fluffy brush and just run that gently on my lower lash line. This will just kind of help diffuse it a little bit more and not make it quite as harsh on my lower lash line. So that is the eye look. Really simple. Took me like 2 seconds to do. I'm just gonna blend a little bit more here. And then the last step, I'm actually going to take the shade Glistening from the Soft Glam palette just on my finger and just kind of pop it right here in the center of the eyelid. Just to give it a little pop. I'm gonna take that same brush again and just kind of blend just a teeny bit. Alright, so that is the final eye look. Let me move you back again. So the last steps are the eyebrows and mascara and then obviously some lipstick. So I'm just gonna brush through my brows really quick. I'm using my e.l.f. brow pencil. I've been actually really liking this brow pencil lately. It's really easy to use, very forgiving. It's a good shade for me. So I've been enjoying this one. Alright, and then I'm going to set my face down really quick before I move on to the last few steps. So I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set. Alright, to set my brows down, I'm going to use my NYX Control Freak. This isn't my favorite brow gel, but I'm trying to use it up. It's good for like if I just use concealer and some mascara and just want to set my brows in place, it's fine. But it's not my favorite brow gel by any means. Alright, and then for mascara, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous, one of my all-time favorites. Alright, let me grab a lipstick and then we'll finish up this look. Alright, I think I want to go bright pink. So I'm going to line my lips really quick. This is the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Never Petal Down. It's a little bit pinker than that color. The other color is a little bit more like orangey corally, but it should look good under this. Alright, and then the lipstick I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Coral Corruption. Alright, so this is the finished look. Let me show you it in natural light as well really quick. Alright, so this is what it looks like in natural light. So you can see it's not very cakey at all. Obviously you can still see the texture. It's gonna happen, but you definitely doesn't look cakey or anything like that in my opinion. But so this is what it looks like in natural light. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little makeup look and you know how I cover up my little acne marks and stuff. Hopefully you guys have a great Valentine's Day, no matter what you're doing, who you're with, or if you're by yourself, you know, give yourself some self-love. That's probably what I would do if I was alone. I, you know, take a bubble bath and stuff and it was fine, it'd be fine. But hopefully you guys have a great day, whatever you decide to do, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join our little adventure family. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.